Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thanks for all the support that you give me in the comment section. I want you to know that I'm aware of all of them and that I try my best to take in consideration your information that you give me. Overall, I want you to mention that your comments, I'm referring of course to these positive ones, of course, are giving me all the motivation, strength, and will to continue on and to post more videos. And one last thing, I want you to be aware of the fact that if it weren't for you, if it weren't for your presence here and for your contribution, then this would have never happened, I believe. So I want you to be aware of the fact that your participation and interactions on this channel are counting as a huge thing for me. It means a lot, especially like the genuine people who tell me that they find my videos helpful. That's something in this world that you can't buy or trade or bargain. Yeah. So let's go and address the reading. This one is subscriber suggested. It's called My Future Spouse. So more specifically, the description of my future spouse. I will be focusing on the psychological side of things. I believe I can draw more information on that specifically. I'll give you some traits and characteristics so that you can recognize and basically, yeah, recognize and be aware of that partner when they show up. And yeah, let's jump right into the reading. 4 piles, as you can see. First one is this black jar. It's actually a cream jar, I guess. Hand cream type of thing. Okay, so this one is black, this one is white. As you can see, it's a Greek themed type of jar, if I'm even saying it correctly. So the third one, as you can see, it's like a heart locket or container or box. And the last one I decided will be an apple. So let's jump right into the reading with the first pile. Hello, first pile. You have chosen this black cream jar. This reading is for you. Let's see what's the description of your future spouse. The Two of Cups, Four of Wands, and the Stars. Keep in mind that this might be if you are already like with someone and the description matches that question that you had for this reading, then that means they are the one I'm talking about. First of all, I feel with the Two of Cups, it feels to me, of course, like you'll have lots in common, because we got here that image of like twins. Specifically in this deck, it tells me that you will be finding lots of similarities with that person. Either it is that you are going in the same direction in life, or that you'll have mutual or at least similar beliefs. You might be like in the same religion, you might be in the same type of like beliefs as it's not necessarily like a religion, but it could be like views in life, how things work, like it could be even common fears, common ideas, perceptions of the reality or something along those lines. You'll be finding yourself resonating on quite on a lot of these topics, as well as you might be quite keen or interested in discussing things with them. This could be philosophical matters. If not, then this could be like shared ideas, shared opinions, as I said, like on stuff. You'll find yourself really talking a lot with that person, you'll find common ground easily with them. It's interesting as you got here the Four of Wands, which is in reverse from the Pagan Cat Tarot. You know, with this card I can tell naturally there will be some sort of little turbulations in the relationship, but all of these I believe will grant you a future idea of rebetterment, or let's say if it's those constructive discussions when you disagree on something, or those discussions that you'll find uncomfortable, especially like with the Queen of Chalices, but in the long term they will be fruitful. They will show themselves to be quite beneficial. So that could be like boundary issues for some. That means you might find yourself like you'll have to know yourself, even yourselves for some, but the person that you find yourself with, going in life with, you'll have to know them better for you to basically establish that connection and to grow from your differences. Overall, that's something that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm just mentioning it for the sake, I guess, of the change or the positive improvement. Let's draw some other cards. There, I said I'll do a psychological description specifically on them. This was more of your relationship with them and the nature of it and how you'll interact. This is going to be the description, basically. Okay. So overall, this is a very affectionate person, and likes to keep to themselves at times. This could be as well a very private person, opinionated, I feel. This for me feels like someone who knows a lot of topics, likes to study, and like I sense intelligence here. I sense a very broad perspective, and it gives me aristocratic vibes, to be honest. And you know, this person feels to me like has different sides to them. They might be, with this card, from the exterior perceived to be as very confident. It could be even that they are capable of fighting for what they consider to be worthy, though I consider this person to not be like a type to go into fights so often. I see this person having deep feelings for you with this card, and you know, to me, like as I said, this person feels to me like they're very private in life and like to basically share and yeah, to share their love, their excitement, their joy and positivity in a very like small circle of people. That could mean like, that could not mean that is literally you, meaning that you'll be sharing the love, the abundance, because it's the Ace of Pentacles, with them in a very like narrow type of circle, you know. This person doesn't seem to be like overly social or out there. It's quite the opposite. You'll share lots of like these similarities and the joy of that recognition, of that mutual recognition, but it will be like in private. It will be in that I want to say secret circle. What else? There is a huge thing here, a theme of I want to understand you. So that means when you'll meet that person, there will be like a spark of mutual interest to dive deep and understand that person, something along those lines. At times, I guess that is more pertaining to the first impression, first meeting. You'll see or perceive that person to be very different from you. But as the time passes, you know them better, you'll realize that they are more similar to you than you actually first thought. Maybe that difference with you will be quite like the fuel or the spark that will ignite that passion or that desire to know you, and vice versa. By the way, this is the Four of Pentacles as well. Like it feels to me like they will find that similarity, and all of the sudden with this similarity found, there is an insight that I want to keep that person, I want to hold them so that I do not lose that, it's a type of this pile will be resonating specifically with the idea of a spouse who can be considered like a best friend, or that you'll find that you can confide in them, if I pronounced it correctly. You'll find that you can share stuff with them, or this could be a situation in which you first become friends, then close friends, and that transforms into a like partnership. For some of you, this will be like a very long type of thing of a relationship, in the sense that you'll know each other. Like this could be a present, already present person in your life. You'll recognize those traits when you'll see that from the beginning you thought you're different, and then as time passed you found similarities. Like that is the way you'll recognize that person. You're bound to basically deepen the relationship, and with that will come that realization that maybe I should place that person closer in my life because we get along so well. Again, I want to say, okay, that's their description. So that person, like, I sense lots of closed off energies. I sense a little bit of an energy of a mastermind. You could be more out there, you could be more social. You might find that this person will be spying on you, maybe, with that card. If they haven't shown specifically signs of interest, or if that's your case, then this might be the case that they're shy. They are waiting to see whether it's safe or not to interact with you, but definitely that person will keep an eye on you, see you from the crowd in general, spot you in the crowd I wanted to say, and will overall like keep you in account. I sense this relationship to have a very huge potential with the stars. I sense longevity because stars is as well associated with that, and for some of you, you'll find in that person a spiritual link, or you'll find that person to be a spiritual like guide, or a person with whom you can share your spiritual pursuits if that's something that is really you want. And yeah, you'll find lots of this is the Chariot. You'll find that the directions in life that you pursue, you'll pursue together, and you won't have to feel as though you are the only one who's like doing that on their own or something along those lines. Let's see their description. You got the Five of Swords and the Tower. So one thing specifically that is worth mentioning here, with the Five of Swords, I have to tell that this person might have some issues. Let's say it's not like anger issues, but that person could find themselves prone to be the more argumentative type, or the one to be, or the person to be the last one to say the final words. This could be like a very concerned person when it comes to like the truth, and the Five of Swords is one who wants to be the right one, like who wants to be acknowledged as right and you the wrong one. I want to say again, the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands specifically in this pile pops out as a card. You might find yourself actually in some minor like confrontations with that person. That's something as well you'll recognize as a description. But overall, I do not feel as though this will affect. Like, I see you fighting at times and coming back together because of that, stars energy. It's as though time passes, and no matter what's the status of the relationship, you still find ways to come back, come back to that person, or that person returning. You'll have, like, I don't want to sugarcoat things with this pile, despite the fact that you'll find lots of similarities, understanding, and mutual, like, type of, it's like soulmate. I don't like the word as much, but it tells me like the soulmate or twin flame, twin here with the Two of Cups. It will be like a little challenge here to basically pacify or to reason with that person in the relationship, because here you got the Tower. But overall, I feel as though this will be a transformative experience, especially with the Tower. It will be something that is going to fuel your expansion, in the sense that you'll feel like evolving. Like, that person will definitely take you out of your comfort zone. This person will urge you to indirectly like heal. And I sense strongly with this pile that this person, no matter how things will get, you'll find reconciliation with them. Like, this is not this is definitely not a person with whom you had a fight, or you've been arguing, and all of a sudden that person says like, I'm out of here, I don't want to see you anymore. That's not your case. Or it might be the case that you will not be the one to do that. Again, this is more of a situation telling me that you'll find ways to come back one to another in the most unexpected like situations, and yeah, which is a huge one. Like, this is quality. This is a quality relationship. I consider it to be one. It's okay, Three of Swords. Yeah, just exactly what I was saying. Like, this I don't want to sugarcoat things. This is not going to be easy at times, but it will definitely be worth it because of the quality and because of the persistence of this relationship in your life. It will definitely be a transformative one, and will get you out of many things that would be considered generally as not healed yet, or you'll be overcoming issues either in the relationship with that person or because of their presence, like because they are pushing you indirectly to evolve, or they will purposefully or not trigger you, and that will be like some type of fuel for evolution here. As well, this pile speaks to me of someone who will come into your life, and there will be not much of a choice. This person will be present, and because of that presence, it feels to me like it's unavoidable. Like, that relationship, whether it is that you're already in that, or that you will be, it will feel very unavoidable. It will feel like fate. It will feel like this person was meant to meet you and you meet them. Ace of Swords. So I sense here prevalent energies of swords. That means this could be an air sign, but of course it doesn't have to be. It could be the matter that this person is very intellectually oriented or mentally oriented. That person must be the one who likes to study a lot, to ponder on things, especially like this could be philosophical things, like abstract things. This could be the person who perhaps makes money or functions in the world in such a way that they must use their intellect quite a lot. So, and this person will be very communicative, keen on communicating and expressing themselves with you. Okay. As well as they will have their heart in the right place when it comes to you and your connection. So that means while they have this expressive mental side, they will definitely know how to express emotion with you. That's a good one because they will possess that sensibility to basically feel when is the time to show affection to you and switch, basically. Again, swords energy, that's the Knight of Swords. So that person could be very driven, very goal oriented, or has like the Knight of Swords has a very military like vibe to them, or a very determined or stubborn energy when it comes to this specific card. Action oriented, goal oriented. Yeah, you'll recognize those traits in that partner, basically. Okay, so I wanna take some other cards because we're like, okay, we have them some 2 minutes. One thing specifically here that you'll spark or you'll urge indirectly that person to be more fun, to be more emotional. This could be the case that you're more emotionally focused on more, sorry, you're more emotionally expressive than that person, and you'll be like that balancing factor in which they will bring to the table that mental energy, and you'll be the person to give them that emotional energy. Basically, you'll have huge emotions in intensity. I mean, you'll have lots of emotions. You could be very expressive in your emotions. By the way, this could be the case that you might be in a water sign, because I sense here lots of cards with cups. Of course, this doesn't have to be, but I sense here intensity, emotional intensity when it comes to you, and both in good things and bad things. I mean, like the difficult things that I described there, in like the Four of Wands in reverse. But overall, this will be like, I consider this person to be a worthy match or a worthy experience to have, no matter the setbacks or yeah. What else can you tell me? By the way, you might be even that person who's you see, you might be more that person of being described as outgoing, fun, emotional, free, like more spontaneous, more like easygoing, you know. So that person might be less inclined to that. Like I sense here you taking them out of the house and being a little more persistent with them distracting and not being so serious, which is funny. I consider that to be a little amusing, because you'll have to teach that person to be less serious in life, which is fun. So overall, that was your reading. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my old videos if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next videos. Bye! Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to the reading. Yours was linked to that white jar. Let's see what's your future spouse description. Starting off with the Queen of Cups, the Ship in reverse, and the Ace of Wands. Okay. So this was going to mean like the first 3 cards, the nature of your interaction, the general like description of your person's like energy, that's like how you'll find them or something, like it's a general thing. So Ace of Wands in reverse in that specific domain, I believe to be like this will be a person that you'll at first not recognize to be the one. You might be, like, funnily enough, a little disappointed at first, or you might not even count them as like a partner or a future option, which is the funniest thing. Why am I saying that? Because you'll find that it's very common that the most significant relationships that we find, whether it be friends, no matter, are very common to be not recognized as the one, like it's really like you'll have to research. Like, that happened to me. So, like, with friends, I cannot tell you how many times this happened, like me not knowing how I'll fit that person in my life, and the interaction and their appearance in my life was so spontaneous that I couldn't even predict it. So with the ship card being in reverse, it feels to me like this person will either be someone from your proximity, because this, if it were to be upright, this could be like that person is from a long distance, or you met them, or you'll meet them from traveling. Or it's not the case. Being in reverse, that means that person might be like living in your close proximity, in your neighborhood, or it's a situation in which, for example, you met and you realize that you live in the same type in the same town, for example, or that person, you grew up with them unknowingly that they are going to be the one. And it feels to me like you'll be very polite and very, like, with this card, you'll be polite enough to not reject them at first, but they will definitely show you some interest, some signs of them being eager to connect. You'll find more initiative from their side. You'll consider this relationship, of course, to be like, I'm passing this on, I will friend zone them, or something along those lines, which is funny, as I said, because of that, like, description story I told you earlier. You might be giving that person a lot of time, or they might be giving you a lot of time in order for them to try to approach you or to try to know you better. I love how, like, this pile, it speaks to me like, when you buy, I'll make a very interesting metaphor, but yeah, that's the best I can do. You buy some sort of clothing, for example, and you liked it, I guess, when you bought it, but you buy it, take it to your house, and then you realize that you're not so happy about buying it, and you store it in the closet, for example, and then somehow randomly you find that clothing, and you find it to be so perfect, a perfect match for you, you find like you fell in love again with that type of like dress, whatever the case may be. Like, I see that person being like an old gem that you have forgotten about, or the old gem that you'll rediscover, or like an old mystery that you'll have to rediscover. Basically, that's like this pile has a very interesting aura of mystery, old, and old in the sense of this person has always been there, this person was always waiting, like this person was always somehow in the distance, but somehow yet close, And as well, this person feels to me like very stable, very predictable in a good way, not in a boring way, of course. But there is lots of stability. It's giving me lots of earth sign type of energy stability, or it's giving me like a person who likes to nurture and not nurture, to cultivate and keep and bring more stability in their life. So the description will be more of a person who's focused on money, on bringing stable amounts of income into the house. It could be the case that you'll consider that person to be a little dull or boring, but that will be like temporarily. You'll find that's as well the Queen of Wands. I have to remind myself that this deck doesn't have males, specifically in the kings, and sometimes it's really hard to make the distinction. Queen of Wands, okay. So you'll feel as though this person is the right fit for you, you know, because you'll find that person to be resourceful enough for you to basically pursue whatever it is that you desire, or whatever it is that you'd like to say that it's giving you passion. You know, the Queen of Wands is someone who's focused on their passions, on pursuing a career that's directly focused to their or linked to their interests. It's more not a dull type of work, you know. And I sense that person being very supportive of you and giving you the possibility or the space for you to actualize this. You know, it could be the case that this person will show you support in, like, they'll give you a place where you can live safely, yeah, like living together, or that person being like, they will support you financially. I sense that with this card, and you'll feel like you can pursue whatever it is that you like without the pressure of like bringing specifically money in the house. Or yeah, if it's something that you desire, then yeah, it's definitely the case. Interesting. I wanted to clarify the Two of Swords, and the Two of Cups came by. With the Two of Cups, I can say you'll find connection, you'll find understanding in the relationship, though at times there might be like differences that will make you feel as though you're a little you're a little too much of a person who's out of another planet, and them like from another. Like, you'll have to find some sort of common ground, and I find it not even to be like something difficult, but it's a little, for some, exciting, and for some it will be funny, because the backgrounds or the differences between you will be at times so vast that you'll find yourself like rediscovering each other's like past or tendencies. So I sense here like it could be like a cultural difference. If of course that person, as I said, is like in your town, you'll find that their family is like very different in their traditions or in the way of doing stuff, you know. If this is not a person, like, this is a general reading, of course, if this is not a person from your from your proximity where you live, then that person could have some differences in their way of thinking, doing stuff, cultural differences. For some reason, I don't know why this popped up in the reading, though you'll have your opportunity to navigate those and to find the common ground. So no matter the differences, you'll find that with this card it will be like a fortunate case in which you'll know how to work those differences out together, you know. I don't feel as though this will be an issue. I sense here this will be a very emotional connection. That's interesting. Can I clarify that, please? Nine of Cups in reverse. Okay. I believe, interestingly enough, like this pile, this is a situation that's popping up. I see you having a character, like a very developed and layered character, that at times can be, you might be imposing, or because of that similarity, you might be thinking that that person will be liking the same things that you do, but you'll find differences like in that, and you might find that this person is not sharing like the same type of interest, the same type of like hobbies maybe, or yeah, and you'll at times feel as though you're more dominating or You'll be a little like, in a funny way, pushy with that person. Like, it's not a negative thing. Of course, this could be like a more shadowy expression, but in a more positive spectrum, this could mean like, for example, you enjoy cupcakes. Yeah, this one like showing here, for example, and you like them, you adore them, maybe you like baking them, and you'll be like, I have made 4 types of cupcakes for you today, and you're like offering those to that person, and they'll be like, but I don't like cupcakes, you know? And it will be like something along those lines because of that difference, but it's something like, it's more of a learning process that will enrich the experience later on. Like, you'll have to know each other, and it's a very long type of scenario, like a long-term thing in which you'll know each other, you know. Which is good. I consider when in relationships you see a slow dynamic of evolution, I consider that to be a very fortunate case. I like when things go slow because it gives you a sort of reassurance that there is stability, predictability, no rush, you know, in the relationship. But you might find yourselves in conflicts of like interests, what I like and dislike. This could be like boundaries, but not boundaries in like fences, or more like preferences, you know, boundaries as, I like this type of ice cream and they like this type of ice cream, so we know that we're not quite on the same page when it comes to that, but it's a minor thing, you know. It's not a great like impending doom type of situation that your differences are so great that you don't find. No, you'll find common ground, definitely. So let's see the person's description. Okay, that's interesting. 5 of Pentacles. Right off the bat, so I don't lose my train of thought, this pile, you'll have a person who has been through a lot of hardships. This could be emotional hardships. That person could be hiding those, by the way. They might be hiding their vulnerability. They might be, by the way, with the 5 of Pentacles, they might have struggled financially in their life, and that struggle has made them really value the stability, like the financial stability. Overall, this person, I sense them to be very experienced and very wise, but as well like sly in a way, like not in the most negative way. I see that person being and taking precautions, or being very attentive on the way that they step in life, you know. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, overall, it shows me a person who's pretty concentrated and watchful of their vulnerabilities, walls, and barriers that they present, and really how they let people inside of their life. You know, it feels to me like they are going to be not so easy to pursue in order for them to open up. So expect that person to be a little closed off, either emotionally, or not wanting to show emotion, or not wanting to express fully what it is that they're going through. You got here the ace, sorry, it's not the ace, it's the Knight of Pentacles, which is a huge one. I consider them to be a very stubborn person, in their pursuit, a person who's keen and interested in details, who likes to pursue and likes to finalize things to the 100% mark. They might be very invested when it comes to their project, or they have an idea of how to go about and to do things that is very quality oriented. This person knows how to have fun, and this person is definitely the type of one to hang out and like go to parties maybe, but I see them like more stubborn and concentrated on their finances, on their like physical, like material type of life, you know. I see that person having like those moments in which they have to take a day off and basically like go with friends and maybe like party or have fun, or like I see that person, you know, it gives me like that vibe of someone who's like going to the pubs, you know, which is funny because the three of cups is more like a card of friends. Like I see you might be going out with them and with friends, or they might be going out with their like male friends, if this is of course a male. um yeah, see how it fits for you specifically, but I like it gives me an image of a person who can be at times so serious about their life that they forget how to have fun. And I feel as though you can be the person with those cups energy that can basically uh, bring some sort of ease and relaxation and like more emotion into their life. And this could be the case that you're the opportunity for them to not be so focused on the material, or they might be the one who keep an eye on the material, and you're the one who keeps an eye on the emotional, or on the more like enjoyable life type of spectrum, you know. Overall, I sense here this will be a very stable, very like respectful relationship. With this card as well, by this representation, I can tell that they're a very resistant person. They will be whatever it is that you're throwing at them, as like this is more like a masculine energies, but no matter, like yeah, see how it resonates for you. They're withstanding, like you might be at times capable, for example, if you're throwing tantrums, for example, yeah, or if you might be moody, this person is more capable of encompassing that mood and still loving you deeply, and accepting the fact that you can have rough days. Like it's giving me that type of masculine containment type of energy, like that person being the container of your emotions, or like you can throw at me whatever you want because I still love you, and I'll still um, resist whatever it is that you are like throwing at me. Like it's giving me that like the way they show love might be the case of someone who likes to show that they are able to accept whatever challenge it is that you are willingly or unwillingly throwing at them. They might be taking pride, by the way, in that trait. Yeah, mountain person. You'll have lots of attention, respect, and they will recognize your status, and they will definitely find you very attractive, very like a worthy match, you know. You'll be like that counterpart, like a worthy match of a worthy counterpart type of thing. And they will find lots of amazement, lots of appreciation and gratitude in meeting you and you being part of their life. And with the Empress, I can tell that they find you to be very like, you know, the Empress exudes lots of femininity, lots of divine feminine and abundance. This card speaks to me like that person will be very appreciative of that fact that you are capable of expressing so beautifully in that type of way. You must have a very strong affinity or a very developed capacity to show yourself and to express yourselves in the divine feminine energies. That person will definitely consider you a very worthy match. They will respect you, they will cater to your needs, and they will be very attentive, very invested, very attentive towards you. They will try to from their part, they will do whatever it takes, which is huge, I want to say. This pile plays no games. Thank you so much for watching. That was your reading. Leave a like, comment below, and subscribe. And I hope to see you in my next videos. Bye! Hello, pile number 3. Yours is linked to that heart locket. Let's see what's your future spouse description, or this will be like the general energy that's surrounding your relationship, or the way that you'll meet, perhaps. Knight of Swords in reverse, the House in reverse, and the Two of Wands. First of all, I want to tell you that this is quite a peculiar situation. It's interesting, bear with me. The Knight of Swords means that you might be meeting that person in a confrontation, or like I see here competition with this card, or like differences, or like a desire either to compete or to confront each other. Like, I don't believe this pile will be like a very at first, like I don't sense like this like future spouse to be very like positive, or not speaking of the safe or of toxic or not. No, it's not healthy toxic, it's more of the setup. You know, this could be like a situation in which at first you might be a little confrontational with each other, but then like this arises and changes in the most beautiful way. I sense here with the Two of Wands a sense of shared, like a similarity between you two. Like, you might be finding yourselves willingly, unwillingly very similar. You might be having similar goals or ideas about the future, because of the Two of Wands is a card of the future. You might have the same goals, you might have the same principles in life that you're guiding yourselves by, and as well as with this card I can tell the things you desire, and that person the things that they desire. You might find yourselves having the similar type of desires, as I mentioned it. The House, this is going to be like in reverse. This is going to be a very like chaotic energy. Like, you know, it's giving me that vibe of a situation. For example, say you are like competing with a team, and you might be finding like there is like the best player from a team, and it seems, or it turns out to be that that person that I'm talking about is the best person in the opposing team, and vice versa. Like they might be finding out that there is the best team player in that opposite team, and it turns out that it's you actually. And there is like that energy of who will win, or who will compete, who will be the one to be called or recognized as the winner, or the best like player in the game, you know. Definitely something along those lines of like a encounter with a person, as like not the usual one that you'll find quite interesting and quite concrete. Like, this is very specific of a situation. Or if this is not the case, this might mean that you and that person will not get along at first. What else? Like, I want to give you the description. Okay, so that's quite interesting. You got the Moon in reverse. That person will be showing you something, or showing the world something, but they will be something else completely. So that means, as well, this gives me the duality type of energies. That means this person might seem like very expressive in a trait, but it might be the case that it turns out they are completely the opposite. Or sorry, someone might be very for example, violent, and all of a sudden it turns out that they're so soft and sensitive and really squishy inside. Like, this is about the Moon. The Moon is about things that are unknown, that are unclear. The description of that person is one that you'll be quite surprised. Like, you'll be quite surprised when you'll know that person, because they might be throwing like a facade, or might be throwing like a show of who they are, they might have created an identity about themselves that is being shown as the leader, or the one who's like the bully, or the intimidating type, for example. But it turns out that it's not really the case once you know them really well. 7 of Wands. So as I said, that person like might have like very violent energies. Like, it's giving me determination, action, and the drive to pursue whatever it is that I want, and I see no obstacles as a description. And it will be like the most, like, this is the funniest type of situation, to be honest. Like, I sense that person thinking that they can pursue anything that they want in this life with that type of attitude, with that type of determination. But when it will be your case, like when they will be trying to pursue you, or they will fall in love, it will be so funny, because they will all of a sudden realize that all of this type of skill or idea that they had, like they will pursuing you in such a way, it's not gonna work. Like, you'll not appreciate if they will be violent, or if they are going to be difficult, or like very like insensitive when it comes to your pursuit. If they will have to show themselves in the best way possible, this display that they have done in the past, or that they are used to, like this attitude of the winner, or that person who is thinking that they can have whatever it is that they want, they will feel like, I'm powerless to this person. Like, you'll not recognize these to be their strengths, or you'll not see that as a worthy thing for them to go in life in such a insensitive way. So you might be a lesson for that person. You might be the one who's basically showing them that there are really different ways to go about in life and make things happen, not because I can, and that I can actually barge in and destroy everything in my way, but you might be showing that person that there is a way in kindness that is much more cooperative and much more capable of bringing results than, yeah. You see, it's giving me that of like the energies of someone who's basically, for example, might be rejected by you because of that difference in philosophies or the way you step forward in life. But they will be like returning, like no matter how much I want to argue and show myself as the right one, I'm always coming back to that person and acknowledging the fact that they are like a little right, even if I don't want to admit that. It's as though this person has fought for things in their life, and all of a sudden they find you, they find your relationship, and they are no longer feeling like the way they fought in life will bring the same type of result as it did in the past. Like, they might feel like fighting, but then they'll realize that if they do that in your presence, they are gonna get rejected in the worst possible way, and that you'll be like the person who will temper their fire or their stubbornness. Like, I sense here, it's funny enough, that example of a wild horse, and it's usually the case where, for example, a man tames that horse, but it's more of the opposite. It's like that person being the wild horse and you being the wise mentor, who's capable of basically showing that person that there is lots of wisdom in kindness. There are lots of options, and there is lots of success in life if you are to adhere to your softer side, and that being soft and that being emotional is not a weakness. A very spiritual person you are, and a person who's capable of seeing that there is growth not in competition, but in nurturing, in help, in seeing the best in people, trying to help and trying to bring the best, like bring the best possible things in people. And that growth cannot come only from like surviving in life, you know. You'll open that person's eyes, I can tell you that, which is an interesting thing, you know. It's as though your love will soften that person, will make them susceptible to more of the softer spectrum type of experiences in their life. Isn't it interesting that that person will be opening their eyes through love? I find this quite marvelous, to be honest. Like the Hierophant card, the Sun card, you might be even withholding love when you'll see that person expressing themselves in a more like in their old ways somehow. Like if you see that person adhering to their like more primal nature, or you'll see them accepting or not, it's not accepting really, it's holding no control or restraint over their impulses, then you'll be the one to teach that person a lesson again, you know. This person will consider you to be very wise, by the way, very resourceful, very, you know, you might be the person who is capable of giving the right words in the right moment. And they might not admit that at first, but they will be very upset or very afraid or frightened by the fact that they can upset you or disappoint you. You know, it's giving me that energy of someone who's very like boastful, very, you know, those people who are very boastful, pretend like they don't care, but then there is like an event in their life and all of a sudden you realize how much they actually care and how good they were at hiding the fact that they actually do care, and they care so much that you could be even surprised. That could be the case of that person. Like that person might be like temperamental, might be difficult at times, but you'll find like in the most surprising instances that they are the ones to really be afraid to upset you. Like they might be really afraid of your wrath or your like they might be very afraid of hurting you. And it's a very sneaky and unexpected type of energy here with this card. It's not upfront, like you'll not see the clear signs that that person cares. It's more like the opposite. That person will be very stubborn on showing you, or it's really the way that they go in life, that they are a little chaotic, and it might seem as though they are not really so caring about you or about your feelings, but deep down inside they are, and they're really afraid to admit that to you or even to themselves. Yeah, you'll be occupying quite the place in their life, and in time I feel as though, yeah, you'll tame that person. I don't know why, but it feels to me like this pile will tame the person that they are with. Like you'll bring the kindness and you'll bring the soft side of theirs to the surface, because it feels to me like you'll be the guide that will make that happen. The Five of Pentacles, yeah, this might be difficult, by the way. Like this situation with that person, I'm not saying it will be not worth it. It will be. But at times you might be finding yourselves, at least, like, not at least, but a little losing hope. Like this situation, this person, they will feel like so unworkable at times that it will give you like feeling of lost hope, you know. But that person will come back. Like I see Like no matter what is the case of the hardships that you're going through, I see that person returning. I see that person always being by your side, willingly, unwillingly. I see that person still returning to you and still considering you to be a very close person, a very important person in their life. Like no matter what's happening, that person is somehow bound to you, like not because they are not wanting this, but because you are occupying some huge place into their heart, and they're like willing to accept whatever it is that you're doing, even like I see this person is very scared of admitting that, but they're capable of giving much more space for your needs, for your values, for your expression in general than you usually would have thought, or you think that that person is capable of. So that person might be difficult, but you'll see that that person is bendable, but in the long term. I see like a very scared individual here, like a person who survived for so long that they are unfortunately adhering to some sort of like old skills of theirs that helped them to survive this situation. I mean the situation with their life, and it might feel as though they are like introducing that type of energy or that type of strategy into the relationship, and it's coming to like a close like, and no thank you, I will not accept that type of behavior, you'll not survive, you're not on the battlefield with me. And they will quickly realize that they have to adjust and remind themselves that they're no longer surviving, or that you are open to a relationship that's not focused on survival. You're open to a relationship that's mutually beneficial, that you try to open themselves sorry, that you try to open them, their emotional side, their sensitive side, that they can feel safe with you, you know? You'll be teaching that person a lesson, and that's for sure. That person has lots to learn from you. I can tell you right off the bat. Like, tell you something. Like that person might be like very physically developed. That person might be very like physically adept or skilled at, for example, defending themselves, something along those lines. But in other domains, that person is very lucky to rely upon you. Like I can tell you that. No joke. This person needs you, will benefit quite a lot from your presence. You might be that, teacher, even if it is like, even if they're like developed in like some sort of domain that you're not, they will hugely benefit from your presence into their life. Yeah, so expect like from that person you'll have like tantrums, you'll have difficult moments, as I said, like lots of difficult unworkable moments with that person, but it doesn't mean like it's over. Like you might be as well prone to a little catastrophizing the situation, but overall I see it working out in the long term. Like I see that as worth it, you know. It feels to me like this person will undergo a sort of educational relationship with you. They'll have to relearn a lot of things, and it's really a journey of discovery. And it reminds me as well of someone like, a stray dog. They're always, before they're adopted, they're always like very frightened. Some of them are really aggressive, and you know that, like, that this dog being aggressive, you have to have that special like type of treatment for them to understand that they can be safe again with you. Like they have to relearn that they can be okay, that you're not going to harm them as they were in the past. And it's really difficult experience for both, like for both the dog and the person that's training them, because I saw some videos like them showing some special like gloves so that the trainers or the mentors for that dog is not bitten, if that's the word. So yeah, I see like you'll have to have lots of patience with that person, but in the long run I sense as though this will be worth it. Like you'll feel quite well in that relationship when the time of the lessons will be over. You'll see that this person will master their side of them being temperamental, and it will play a more positive role into the relationship. That means they will not be like territorial or aggressive, for example, with you. They will be that way with their enemies. They'll be more adept at like defending you and your boundaries together, like as a family unit, for example. So that was your reading. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. If you enjoyed, check out my old videos, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye! Hello, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. Yours was linked to this green apple. Let's see what's your future spouse description. First card, you got the 6 of Wands. You got the book card. And you have the High Priestess in reverse. Okay, this is quite curious. The nature, this is going to be like the nature of your interaction or the overall energy of the relationship. And right off the bat, I'll say, if you are a very studious person, if you like to research a lot, if you like information, if you like a specific hobby that entails like esoteric information or even overall information, because the book is about that, then you'll find a partner that will either understand that, like understand the same type of interest, or they will share that hobby basically, as well as this might be a person who's very interested in the idea of studying things. This might be a very wise person. This might be a very resourceful or a very, those people who have so many skills, and like they are a good candidate for being a teacher, because they have developed such a good way to basically like research and actualize the information that they are filtering through. This person might be very interested in that type of domain, like study, learning, soul seeking, by the way, because the High Priestess here in reverse, and they might find you, and this connection to be like or you might be finding this connection to be the proper situation for you both to immerse yourself in the same type of study or area of interest. I see as well, if this is not about that, then this will be more the nature of your interaction. You'll be studying each other a lot. You'll find that there are lots of things that are really interesting and intriguing about each other. So that means with this card, by the way, funnily enough, you'll ask them something and they will be like, oh, but I know this and that, and you'll be like, oh, this person knows quite a lot about this subject. I might be actually interested in asking them more, because yeah, they are very resourceful. I sense here a very wise person, like an old soul type of situation, and a heavily misunderstood individual, by the way. They might be setting goals in life that are considered to be not like on the very like physical spectrum. This could be a very spiritual person, by the way, as well as they're very focused on self-development. Psychology could be the case. This person might be as well very lonely for some reason, and lonely in the pursuit of their own idea of what it is that they like to achieve. For example, some people wouldn't understand the goals or the ideas of a scholar, for example, or a teacher, or someone who has like a personal quest to discover some sort of answer to a personal question, you know? Again, the Hierophant, this is the perfect card. Like, both the High Priestess and the Hierophant, and even the book card, show me that a person, like the description of your spouse, this is someone who's very resourceful, has vast amounts of information and knowledge. This person, you could come to them and ask for advice. They might be giving you quite the good advice. Or with a Hierophant card as well, this could be a very socially developed person, in the sense that they might have like those connections that are really crucial, you know. They might be having those friends that basically are possessing the same type of intelligence that they do. And funnily enough, like, while this person does seem to me to be lonely, they might be that person who has like those close friends, or those few people that are in the same type of quality valuable as people as they are. So this person nurtures and creates very like stable and like real type of friends situation. Like if this person is in a relationship, they are like 100% dedicated. I don't see, like, I don't sense about this pile, I don't see fakeness, fakery, I don't know how it's, what's the word for this. I sense as well a very shy person. They might be very shy, or they might be very reserved. Like you will, you'll know that that person has a lot of opinions, has lots of things to say, but more often you'll find that they are more silent. They are not so keen on sharing that, you know. It's funny, like this pile, this person, like your future spouse, this is a very special person. This is a very like mastermind type of person. They're very developed. Either it is that it's spiritual development, or overall like they're very developed in consciousness. They do have qualities that might make them a perfect candidate to manipulate others, but I believe that that person is wise enough to have those weapons or tools in their arsenal, but not use them because they like to play it fair. This person is very serious. This is not someone who's a player. This is someone, if they are showing you interest, if they, it's definitely the case that they will. I'm saying more of the trait combination. They're going to be consistent. They're going to be upfront and honest in their pursuit. You'll not find them playing with you, or you'll not find them interested in showing you one thing and behaving, or saying one thing and behaving in a different way. I sense here a very like a person with integrity, who's capable of loving and giving their heart in a very honest manner. And if they're rejected, then they accept that and they realize that it's normal and they can move on. Though it feels to me like this person will be very intent on spying or learning things about you. Like that person, you might find them to be very stubborn as well in their pursuit, but they will at first not be direct. Like you can expect from that person that they will be, for example, they might like you, but at the same time you'll sense or see no signs. Like you'll see that person and think, well, I don't even understand what they feel because they're so indirect in their feelings. Four of Swords, like I don't see activity here. Like I see that person just, if they feel safe, if they feel a reassurance that they're going to be like if there's going to be reciprocity in the relationship, then they will for sure show up. But if not, then they will be most likely waiting for signs from your part, or they will at least find the information from the exterior world to make sure that it's safe, or that they will not get hurt or rejected in the process of this. Like, I see a person who's very immersed in study, in knowledge, in learning, in finding out and exploring the limits of possible and impossible, as well a very developed person when it comes to psychology and the way that they, like, I see that person studying patterns and defining what it is and what it's not healthy in a relationship. Or I see that person being very experienced in recognizing manipulations, recognizing ties to this world, to other people. Like, that person might be very displeased with codependency, displeased with manipulation, with lies, with schemes that involve obtaining something no matter what. So that person likes the truth, that person likes honesty, like that person likes things to be truthful, and that person dislikes lies and fog, in a relationship or in a situation. Like, they like to see things for what they are, and will most likely show themselves and express themselves in a very clear way so that people are not deceived. This person might have had like an experience from their past that made them really upset of the fact with this manipulation, or like they could have been like an underling, or like a person who has gone through some sort of bullying, or might have had this family situation in which they didn't feel respected, or that they felt compelled or forced to obey to some rules that don't make sense. And I feel as though this was propulsion for them to dive deep into the nature of human manipulation, human mind, and how to avoid that, how to nurture and create and build a life, to cultivate a life that's completely the opposite. I see that person going into deep suffering for them coming out of it, and being a guide for those who want to quit that manipulation, that type of, like, this person could be like a very good mentor, a very good psychologist, or overall like a spiritual person, like a spiritual guide, a guide for people who don't know where the direction is, where it is that they are wanting to go, a person who's capable as well of guiding people, finding their inner voice, or finding like the voice of their intuition, or finding how they can trust themselves again. I see a very strong individual here. Adept at knowing their emotions, at knowing their inner world, at perceiving things that are not seen like by the physical eye. It feels as though that person might be on one hand very like psychologically studied, or they might have lots of information from that domain, but at the same time it feels to me like this person might have like an opening to the spiritual matters. The High Priestess is in reverse twice in this reading. That means this person might be hiding the fact that they have a very strong willingness, or a very strong bridge with the spiritual. You might find that this person is not so easily known, or you might find that this person has lots of secrets or hidden sides of themselves that are not being brought to the table, or that are not apparent. So, and you'll find a willingness for them to share them, but it's not because of I don't sense here like ill intent behind this hiding. It's like there is information that is not necessarily it's not necessary for it to be shared or showed in some scenarios, for example. A very deep person, a layered person, as well as someone who's very much in touch with their like human side, spiritual side, all that comes to like psychology, how the mind works, how maybe emotions work. quite intriguing, to be honest. And interestingly enough, that person knows how to have fun. It's not that, like, I like this pile, like this person that I'm talking about here. I like that this person knows how to have fun in life and is not necessarily like concentrated only on those like spirituality type of things. Like, this person is definitely not boring, or you'll not see that problem in which you'll find them to be too much focused, too focused on like the spiritual aspect or like the philosophical type of area of life, so much that they even forget what's like to live here on this earth and enjoy daily life or enjoy the little like things. No, this person is balanced. This person knows for sure how to basically find like windows of opportunity for them to enjoy the present moment and be thankful for what they are given. I see that person as well being very closed, like you'll not hear or know much what it is that they're going through. I don't see here a willingness to open up. I sense they might be willing to open up about much in their life if they feel safe or if they feel like it is worth mentioning or it is worth noting, like the things that they're going through. Overall, I see that person being single in defeating their demons, fighting their demons, fighting their shadow side, and trying to bring the best in themselves and in people around them. Yeah, I sense this person is being very secretive or closed off. Like, you'll have to earn that person's trust if you are to be welcomed in, you know. A very layered person, and to be honest, a very experienced one as well. Like, this is no type of joke person. Like, this is a serious person. They will definitely express emotions, they will definitely pursue you, they will show interest in finding you and finding a way to maintain a relationship with you. I don't sense here like passivity, quite the opposite. That person is very that person is definitely very active in their pursuit and active in showing affection, to be honest. Like, it's a little like giving me it's a little spoiled here, like they like to spoil someone, something along those lines. And they definitely might give you, by the way, they might give you exactly what you need to evolve. They might give you exactly what you need to grow, like for your next level. Like, if that person, if they feel like it's money that will give you that like change, that will give you that, you know, nudge, you know, in the right direction, they'll give you that. If they feel as though for now you'll have to be triggered for your own good, or that they see like a possibility of you to exploring that, they will do that, and they will do that lovingly, and then will open up about it, saying that they wanted for you to grow or to basically make it an experience that will benefit you in the long run. Yeah, the lovers is here as well. Like, you'll find lots of this person's presence into your life will be a huge bonus, a huge improvement. You'll feel like you have found the one with this card, and you'll definitely have fun together. You'll find lots of experiences of, you know, shared joy and shared excitement, you know, with this card, Four of Wands. Like, this is a card of family, this is a card of celebration, this is a card of someone whom you can trust, whom you can call family as well, and someone who overall is willing to undergo adventures and experiences that are overall like fun and joyful. And yeah, I do not sense here I do not sense here boredom. I sense here amazement from your side, and I sense respect from that person, and it's a mutual thing. Ten of Cups in reverse, Seven of Wands, Two of Swords. Okay. I sense here a huge growth opportunity, and you might be entering that relationship at first with the idea of partnership, but then you'll realize how deeply transformative this experience may be. You'll be thrown out of your comfort zone with that person, I can tell you that, but you'll not be alone. You'll not be at fate's mercy. That person will join you in the same ideas and in the same directions as you are. It will be a worthwhile experience, trust me. So that was your reading. I hope it resonated, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next videos. Bye!